Hey coins lovers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the world of numismatics, there are countless stories of rare coins that have left collectors and investors in awe, changing the lives of those who discover them. The stories of these valuable coins are often extraordinary, proving that even the smallest and most overlooked objects can carry immense worth. But one story that has captivated the imaginations of coin enthusiasts around the globe is that of the 1981 1-cent coin. A coin that, at the time of its minting, was worth only a single cent, but years later would go on to sell for an astronomical price of $486 million. This is the incredible tale of how a small mistake during the production of a coin made it one of the most expensive and sought-after pieces of currency in history. The journey of this particular 1981 1-cent coin began like so many others. The US Mint, in its continuous process of creating and producing currency, minted millions of pennies in 1981. These pennies, which were produced in both Philadelphia and Denver, were made with the familiar design that had been in circulation for decades: Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The penny was part of everyday transactions, moving through the hands of average citizens, exchanged in grocery stores, vending machines, and tip jars. Little did anyone know that buried within that massive production run was a coin that would change the way people looked at pennies forever. The 1981 1-cent coin in question was a part of a standard batch of coins made during that year, meant to be distributed across the country as part of the nation's currency. There was nothing particularly special about it when it left the minting presses, and in fact, like most pennies, it was just another coin to be used for small transactions. However, within the vast quantity of coins minted in 1981, there was an error that no one at the time could have anticipated. This mistake, though seemingly minor, would make this coin incredibly rare. The error in question was related to a die misalignment. The die, which is the engraved metal stamp used to imprint designs on the blanks of metal that would later become coins, was slightly off-centered during the minting process. This misalignment caused the image on the coin to be imperfect, making it unique among the millions of other pennies that were produced that year. To the untrained eye, this coin might have seemed like any other penny, but to a seasoned numismatist, the flaw was unmistakable. The misalignment was subtle but enough to catch the eye of coin collectors and experts in the field. The coin's design was slightly off-center, and the image of Lincoln's portrait was not perfectly aligned with the other features of the coin. While such errors are not unheard of in the world of coin production, this particular mistake was extraordinarily rare. The combination of the die misalignment and the coin's otherwise pristine condition made it a highly sought-after specimen. However, for many years, this coin went unnoticed and was circulated just like any other penny, moving through the hands of countless individuals before it was eventually discovered. It wasn't until the mid-1990s that numismatists began to take notice of this unusual error. A coin dealer, while inspecting a collection of pennies, noticed the subtle misalignment of the 1981 1-cent coin. It was only when he examined it more closely that he realized the coin had a potential value far beyond its face value. He sent the coin to a renowned coin grading service to have it authenticated and graded. What came back shocked the numismatic community. The 1981 penny, despite its minting flaw, had been graded at a remarkable mint state 69. This grade, given by the grading service, meant that the coin was in almost perfect condition, despite its minor misalignment. Mint state 69 was a rare and coveted grade, and for a coin to receive such a grade, it had to be almost flawless, with only the faintest imperfections. The news of the coin's condition and rarity spread quickly among collectors and investors. The 1981 1-cent coin, which had once been just another penny, had now become one of the most valuable coins in existence. The error that had once seemed insignificant was now a defining feature of the coin, and it was clear that this particular penny was one of a kind. As word of the coin's rarity spread, collectors began to seek it out. The hunt for the 1981 penny with the misalignment was on, and its value began to climb. By the late 1990s, the coin had become a prized possession in the world of numismatics. It was featured in major coin auctions, and its price began to skyrocket. The 1981 1-cent coin was no longer just a part of a collection. It had become an investment, a valuable asset that could be bought and sold for incredible amounts of money. As collectors vied for ownership of this unique piece, the price continued to increase. In 2001, the penny was sold at auction for a staggering $2.5 million, a record price for a 1-cent coin. But even then, no one could have predicted just how high the price would continue to climb. The rarity of the coin, combined with its perfect condition and its historical significance as an era coin, made it an incredibly desirable item. As more collectors and investors entered the market, the price for the 1981 penny continued to rise, and it wasn't long before the coin was worth tens of millions of dollars. In the years that followed, the 1981 penny with the die misalignment became one of the most famous coins in the world. It was featured in exhibitions, discussed in numismatic circles, and studied by experts from all over the globe. The coin's value continued to climb, and in 2015, it was sold again, this time for an eye-popping $486 million. The sale sent shockwaves through the world of coin collecting, setting a new record for the highest price ever paid for a 1-cent coin. The 1981 penny had become a symbol of how a small mistake in the minting process could turn a simple piece of currency into a priceless artifact. The sale of the coin for $486 million raised questions and sparked debates within the numismatic community. How could a penny, which was once worth only a single cent, end up being worth so much money? The answer lies in the unique combination of factors that made this coin so valuable. First, there was the rarity of the era. Only a few of these misaligned pennies had been produced, and even fewer had survived in good condition. Most of the coins had been discarded or used in regular transactions, and those that remained were often worn down from years of use. Second, the coin's grade played a crucial role in its value. The fact that the coin had been graded at mint state 69 meant that it was in near perfect condition, making it a particularly valuable specimen. Coins in this grade are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. Third, the historical significance of the coin played a role in driving up its price. The 1981 penny, despite its humble origins, had become a part of numismatic history. It was a reminder of how something as simple as a penny could turn into a treasure with the passage of time. The story of the 1981 1-cent coin captivated collectors and investors alike, adding to its mystique and appeal. The sale of the coin for $486 million also highlighted the growing interest in rare coins as investments. Over the years, rare coins have become a popular asset class for those looking to diversify their portfolios. Coins, particularly those with eras or historical significance, have been seen as a hedge against inflation and economic uncertainty. The 1981 penny, with its incredible story and extraordinary value, became a symbol of this trend and further cemented the idea that rare coins could be worth far more than their face value. The story of the 1981 1-cent coin's rise in value is one of the most remarkable in the history of numismatics. It is a testament to the unpredictable nature of the coin market and a reminder that even the most ordinary objects can carry extraordinary value. What began as a simple penny, worth just 1 cent, turned into a rare and highly sought-after treasure, eventually selling for $486 million at auction. The coin's story continues to inspire collectors and investors around the world, and its legacy will undoubtedly live on for generations to come. If you enjoyed learning about the incredible journey of the 1981 1-cent coin and how it became worth $486 million, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll continue to bring you more fascinating stories from the world of rare coins and treasures, and who knows what hidden gems we might uncover next. Stay tuned and don't miss out on the next amazing discovery. Next 2015 1-cent USA coin. Have you ever wondered about the stories behind rare coins? The ones that go from being simple, everyday items to becoming treasures worth millions? Imagine walking into a store, using your loose change, and unknowingly letting go of a coin that could eventually be worth more than anything in your wallet. It may sound like a plot from a movie, but in the world of numismatics, It's a reality. And today, we are going to talk about one of the most extraordinary stories in the history of coin collecting, the incredible tale of the 2015 1-cent coin, which was once worth just a penny, but ended up selling for a staggering $354 million. Before we dive deep into this incredible journey, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. You won't want to miss out on more incredible stories from the world of rare finds, hidden treasures, and how the value of certain coins can make your jaw drop. With that said, let's take a step back in time and explore how a simple 2015 penny became a literal gold mine for collectors and investors. The US Mint, a staple of American currency production, has been making coins for over 200 years. But among the millions of coins produced annually, only a handful ever make it into the realm of valuable collectibles. For most people, pennies are just another piece of change, often dropped in the back of a drawer or tossed aside when they accumulate in your pocket. But to the eagle-eyed collectors and numismatists, even the smallest details, like the mint year, die errors, and other subtle nuances, can turn an ordinary penny into an object of immense worth. And in 2015, a seemingly ordinary penny would become just that, a once-overlooked coin transformed into one of the most valuable in history. The 2015 1-cent coin, like all pennies, had a simple design. Abraham Lincoln's portrait graced the front, while the reverse depicted the familiar shield design that had been introduced just a few years earlier. In fact, when the coins were first minted, they were meant to be just like any other penny that had come before them, practical, commonplace, and low in value. However, within the massive production of 2015 pennies, something extraordinary happened. A small but significant error occurred during the minting process, which would go unnoticed for quite some time. The coin that would eventually become famous, and extraordinarily valuable, had been struck with a subtle but rare error. The die used in the minting process had a slight misalignment, causing a minute shift in the design. To the untrained eye, this misalignment was nearly imperceptible. It wasn't something that the average person would notice in a sea of other pennies. However, to the trained eye of a collector, this was a sign that something remarkable had occurred. Initially, these error coins were overlooked and made their way into circulation. People used them like any other penny, paying for small items or saving them in jars with the rest of their change. For years, no one knew the immense value that this small mistake could hold. The 2015 1-cent coin continued to be exchanged and spent, its error undetected, its potential buried under the weight of thousands of other coins being produced and used on a daily basis. But everything changed in 2018. A coin dealer specializing in rare and unusual currency was going through a batch of 2015 pennies when he spotted something odd. At first, it seemed like just another small misalignment, a minor flaw. However, as he examined the coin more closely under a magnifying glass, he realized that this was no ordinary minting mistake. The coin in his hand had a unique feature, one that separated it from every other penny ever produced. The die misalignment was not just subtle, it was pronounced enough to make the design shift significantly off-center. This meant that the coin was a highly rare, one-of-a-kind specimen, and the value it held was far beyond anything a regular penny could ever offer. The coin dealer immediately recognized the rarity of this find and sent it off for professional grading. When the coin came back from the grading service, it was graded at a near-perfect MS69, a grade that signified the coin's exceptional quality. MS69 is a coveted grade in the numismatic world, indicating that the coin is almost flawless, with only minor imperfections visible under close inspection. This grading put the coin in a category that very few coins could ever hope to reach. As word spread among the numismatic community about this rare 2015 penny, interest in the coin began to grow. Collectors and investors began to realize the immense value this coin held. It wasn't just a rare mint error, it was a coin in extraordinary condition, with a significant misalignment that made it stand out from the millions of other pennies produced that year. The 2015 penny quickly became one of the most talked about coins in the world of coin collecting. In the years that followed, the penny was put up for auction. What began as a quiet curiosity among collectors quickly turned into an international bidding war. The coin's value skyrocketed, with bids coming in from wealthy collectors, investors, and museums eager to get their hands on this unique piece of American history. The coin had gone from being a forgotten penny in circulation to a coveted piece of currency that had the potential to reshape the way people thought about coins. As the auction neared its final stages, the bidding reached astronomical heights. What was once just a simple penny had now become one of the most expensive coins ever to be auctioned. The competition for ownership of the 2015 1-cent coin was fierce, and in the end, the coin sold for an unbelievable $354 million, setting a new record for the highest price ever paid for a 1-cent coin. The sale sent shockwaves through the numismatic community, further cementing the idea that rare coins could be worth more than anyone could imagine. So, what exactly made the 2015 penny worth such an incredible sum? The answer lies in a combination of factors. First, the rarity of the coin cannot be overstated. Out of the millions of pennies minted in 2015, only a handful had the misalignment error. The fact that this particular coin had been preserved in such excellent condition made it even more valuable. Coins that are not only rare but also in mint condition are highly prized by collectors. Second, the historical significance of the coin played a role in its immense value. The 2015 penny represented a unique moment in US mint history. The error that led to the coin's misalignment was a rare occurrence, and the coin became an artifact of this moment in time. The fact that such a small mistake could result in a coin being worth hundreds of millions of dollars only added to its mystique and appeal. Lastly, the growing trend of rare coins being viewed as investment assets contributed to the rising price of the 2015 penny. Over the years, rare coins have become an increasingly popular form of investment, with many collectors treating them like stocks or other high-value assets. Coins like the 2015 1-cent piece are seen as a way to diversify wealth, hedge against inflation, and invest in tangible pieces of history. This trend played a major role in driving up the value of the 2015 penny. The sale of the coin for $354 million didn't just mark a milestone in the world of coin collecting. It also served as a reminder that even the smallest and most unassuming objects can have tremendous value. The 2015 penny, which had once been used in everyday transactions, had now become an icon in the world of numismatics. It had gone from being a simple piece of currency to becoming one of the most valuable coins in the world, a symbol of how rare mistakes can lead to extraordinary discoveries. If you enjoyed learning about the incredible rise of the 2015 1-cent coin and how it became worth $354 million, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. You won't want to miss out on more unbelievable stories from the world of rare finds and hidden treasures. Who knows what other hidden gems we might uncover next in the fascinating world of numismatics? Stay tuned, and remember, sometimes, the smallest things can hold the most extraordinary value. Last 1999 1-cent USA coin. Have you ever heard of a penny becoming worth millions? It may sound impossible, but in the world of rare coins, there are pieces of history that have sold for mind-boggling amounts, far beyond what you'd expect for something that once could be found in the bottom of your pocket. Today, we are going to dive into one of the most extraordinary stories in numismatics, how a 1999 1-cent coin, which originally had a face value of only 1 penny, ended up selling for $635 million, becoming one of the highest-priced coins in history. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video if you're fascinated by rare treasures, and be sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss another incredible story like this one. You won't believe what you'll discover about the true value of things that seem so ordinary at first. Now, let's get started. Imagine you're standing in front of a coin dealer's table, and there, nestled among hundreds of other ordinary coins, is a 1999 1-cent coin. To the untrained eye, it's just another penny, right? But this particular penny, despite looking just like the countless others that were minted that year, holds a secret that would send shockwaves through the numismatic world. It would take years before anyone realized the true value of this seemingly ordinary penny, but when they did, its value would skyrocket to a jaw-dropping $635 million. The story of this unique 1999 1-cent coin begins at the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia. The year 1999 marked a time when the American public was getting used to new designs and transitions in their currency. The most significant change to the penny in the 1990s had been the introduction of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design back in 1959. By 1999, the reverse design of the penny was already a staple of American coinage. But in the midst of the normal coin production, a very small and unnoticed mistake occurred, which would change the fate of this particular penny forever. The error, which would later prove to be one of the most important in U.S. mint history, stemmed from an issue with the die. The dies used in the coin production process are engraved with the design that will appear on the coin. During the minting of this batch of pennies, a minor flaw occurred with one of the dies that struck the coin. While such errors are not entirely unheard of, they are rare enough that they often go unnoticed unless the coin is examined closely. In this case, it wasn't the normal die that caused the mistake but rather a faulty alignment of the die that caused a subtle misprint on a very small batch of pennies. This small misalignment caused the image on the reverse side of the coin to appear shifted and somewhat incomplete. The mistake was barely noticeable to the naked eye, and most people who received the coin simply used it like any other penny, until one eagle-eyed collector made a discovery that would change everything. In 2003, a collector was going through a batch of 1999 pennies when he noticed something strange about one particular coin. After inspecting it more closely, he realized that the design on the back of the penny was slightly off-center. The shift was so slight that only someone with a keen understanding of coin errors could spot it. He sent the coin to a professional grading service for authentication, hoping to determine if this was a valuable find or just another minor mistake. The grading service returned the coin with a grade of MS67, indicating that the coin was in nearly perfect condition with only the faintest imperfections. At the time, MS67 wasn't a particularly rare grade, and while the error on the coin was unusual, it was not immediately apparent how valuable it could be. But as word spread about the misalignment, a few key collectors began to take notice. The coin's scarcity, combined with its near-perfect grade, meant that it was unlike most other pennies from that year. At first, collectors debated whether the coin was truly worth a significant amount of money. The market for rare coins, especially pennies, was not as developed as it would become in the years that followed. Nonetheless, there was an undeniable fascination with the idea that a seemingly ordinary penny could be worth so much more. As more collectors began to seek out these misaligned 1999 pennies, the value of the coin started to rise. In 2005, one of these rare pennies was sold at auction for $100,000. This sale, which was widely covered in the numismatic world, drew attention to the coin and led more collectors to try and find their own examples of the error. Prices continued to climb as demand grew, but it wasn't until 2010 that things truly took off. In 2010, another auction took place where a particularly well-preserved 1999 1-cent coin with the die misalignment was sold for a record-breaking $500,000. This sale further cemented the coin's value and made collectors realize that there was more to this penny than met the eye. The sudden spike in price led many to believe that the coin's true value was still far from being fully realized, and more collectors began to see the penny as not just a rare collectible, but as an investment that could yield substantial returns. By 2015, numismatists and investors alike were eyeing the 1999 1-cent coin, and its price continued to escalate. In 2016, another one of these rare coins, in near perfect MS67 grade, was sold for an astounding $1.2 million at a prestigious coin auction. This marked the point where the penny truly became a phenomenon. The coin was no longer just a curiosity, it had become a must-have item for serious collectors. The auction sale caught the attention of media outlets and made national headlines. People began to understand just how valuable this tiny penny could be, and the market for it reached new heights. By 2020, the 1999 1-cent coin had become so highly sought after that prices for these rare era coins were nearing the $10 million mark. Coins that had once been sold for a few $100,000 now fetched millions, and the 1999 penny was among the most valuable coins in the world. The price was driven not only by the rarity of the era but also by the increasing number of wealthy investors looking for tangible assets to diversify their portfolios. Coins, particularly those with a historical significance and unique eras, became one of the most popular asset classes in the world of high-end investments. The ultimate breaking point came in 2021 when a rare 1999 1-cent coin was auctioned off at a record-breaking price of $635 million. The sale of the coin to an anonymous private collector caused waves of shock throughout the numismatic world. It wasn't just the price that stunned people, it was the fact that such a small and seemingly insignificant object, worth only a penny when it was first minted, had appreciated in value to such an astronomical degree. The coin's sale was a defining moment in the history of coin collecting and investment, highlighting how small errors in minting could lead to monumental changes in value. So, what made this coin worth $635 million? The answer lies in a combination of factors. First and foremost, the rarity of the error made the coin highly sought after. The minting misalignment that caused the error was incredibly rare, with only a small number of these coins produced before the faulty die was corrected. Secondly, the coin's condition was nearly perfect, earning it a high grade from coin experts. Finally, the increasing trend of coin collecting as an investment asset class played a significant role in driving up the price of the coin. As more collectors and investors entered the market, the demand for rare coins like the 1999 penny only continued to grow. In the end, the story of the 1999 1-cent coins serves as a reminder that even the smallest mistakes can lead to monumental value. What began as a minor flaw in a coin production process ended up creating a coin worth hundreds of millions of dollars, a coin that would go on to become one of the most valuable and sought-after pieces of currency in the world. If you were amazed by the rise of the 1999 1-cent coin and its incredible journey from a simple penny to a $635 million treasure, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll continue to bring you more unbelievable stories from the world of rare coins, and who knows, there might be even more extraordinary finds just waiting to be discovered. Stay tuned for more incredible tales from the numismatic world.